These picture frames show the quality of life people living in villages like Mattalan and Pudumattalan led under the tyranny of the LTTE. They displayed a callous disregard for civilian suffering and treated civilian life as an expendable commodity, valuable only as a means towards the objective of winning the war. But the terrorists moved in secretly with their weapons under the cover of this human shield, with the ulterior motive of using these innocent civilians to gain the sympathy of the Tamil diaspora and the international community at large to their cause. Even the food and medicine the government managed to supply under trying conditions did not reach these innocent villages, as they were plundered by the terrorists for their use. With the influx of the displaced coming to Pudukudiruppu and Mullaitivu, areas the government forces had secured by then, security forces were entrusted with the responsibility of providing safe passage for them. After completing paperwork at the Omanthe checkpoint, the displaced were sent to temporary relief centers in Vaunia. Considering the numbers and the urgency of the operation, it was indeed a Herculean task. However, as always, the security forces were prepared to accept any challenge that came their way, and was seen working selflessly, day and night, to provide relief for these innocent Tamils. Thus the displaced were sent to Vaunia instead of isolated camps in jungles away from other people. The choice of Vaunia for resettlement depended mainly on the security factor, as it was the government's responsibility. Vaunia also has all the facilities, including essential food items, non-food items, water, health and sanitary facilities, in addition to maximum security to protect their lives. Initially, the IDPs were provided shelter in schools, places of worship and other government buildings. It was a temporary arrangement until they were sent to specially set up relief villages under a civil administration. The government, as a result of a well-thought-out process, had introduced the concept of relief villages instead of the traditional refugee camps for the displaced in fighting. The concept has now been extremely effective in bringing back normalcy to the lives that had suffered the most horrible conditions under terrorist control for over 25 years. Before the IDPs were sent to these relief villages, it was the security forces who looked after their welfare. This they carried out admirably well, as attested by the IDPs themselves. On the 16th of May 2009, the sky over the no-fire zone was ablaze by a fire flame. By then, Prabhakaran and his rebel leaders were dead, killed while trying to desert the Tiger ranks and flee. Their last act before fleeing was to set fire to what they owned and plundered, including large stocks of arms and ammunition, vehicles, fuel, and even food and medicine they hid from the innocent civilians they kept as hostages, prompting us to ponder about the fate that would have befallen them were they not rescued by government forces. The LTTE, under its terrorist leader, Vellapillai Prabhakaran, in their quest for absolute power, never considered peace, discussion, and dialogue as options. As described by the FBI, it was the most dangerous and deadly extremist outfit, and using ruthless tactics, had killed so many in its campaign of violence and bloodshed. Even when it was clear that the end was near, they were so power-hungry that they converted the no-fire zone into a battle zone with a human shield to gain time and perhaps international sympathy. Indeed, it is the rescued who know very well the ordeal they underwent and who the criminals were.